Only Murders in the Building Season 5, Episode 5, really takes a different turn than I expected after last week's explosive cliffhanger. Instead of diving straight into the chaos of Mabel, Oliver, and Charles juggling their murder investigation with all the podcast drama, this episode slows down and shifts its focus back to the Arconia itself. It almost feels like the building becomes the main character again, pulling us into the world of the staff and residents who keep it running. Now, this isn't a bad D2. In fact, I actually liked seeing the Arconia from this angle, especially because it gave us the return of D'Avine Joy Randolph as Detective Williams, who always adds a spark to any scene she's in. We also got that bizarre, hilarious tension between Charles and Sophia, played by Téa Leoni, which led to one of the funniest lines in the show so far, Charles yelling, "Stop slut-shaming me." Honestly, Steve Martin can take even the most awkward gag and turn it into comedy gold. What really stood out to me, though, is how the episode leaned into that upstairs versus downstairs dynamic, almost channeling shows like Downton Abbey. It takes a closer look at how the Arconia's workers are viewed, or ignored, by the wealthy tenants who live there. We've seen hints of this before, but here it's pushed further, making you question who actually has the power in the building. The residents with their money, or the employees who know every single detail about their lives. I thought Oliver standing up for the staff was a nice touch, but at the same time, I'm starting to wonder if the season is juggling too many threads. Between the staff drama, the billionaires stirring up trouble, and the mystery of Lester's wife Lorraine's connection to Sophia, it's a lot to keep track of. And I'll be honest, the pacing shift is noticeable. Watching week to week, it almost feels disjointed compared to the cliffhanger energy of Episode 4. I have a feeling this would play better if we were binging the season, but right now, it's a bit of a tonal whiplash. Still, what I really enjoyed here is how the episode digs into the trio's vulnerabilities. Beneath all the comedy, Charles is clearly struggling. His hormone-fueled antics are funny, but they're covering up how lonely he feels. Since Season 1, his love life has been one disaster after another, and you can sense how badly he wants to find someone the way Oliver did. It's sad, but also really human, and I liked seeing that softer side of him come through. Mabel, as usual, stays locked in on the case, but even she seems to be bracing for change. When she talks to Oliver about him maybe selling his apartment, you can feel the weight of that conversation. It's a reminder that their bond isn't just about solving murders, it's also about the comfort of being in this building together. That scene really hit me because it hints at cracks forming in their trio. If one of them leaves, what happens to the dynamic that makes this show so special? By the end of the episode, it feels like we're at a crossroads, not just with the investigation, but with the trio themselves. And I think that's what makes this installment work despite the uneven pacing. It's not just setting up plot twists, it's asking bigger questions about friendship, loyalty, and what happens when things start to shift in ways you can't control. We're officially at the halfway mark of Season 5, and if this episode is any indication, the back half of the season is going to test both their investigation skills and their relationship as a team. Personally, I'm hoping they don't drift apart, because the heart of the show is always the three of them together. But what did you think of this episode? Did you like the focus on the Arconia staff? Or did it feel like too much of a detour from the central mystery? And do you think Oliver might really leave the building? Or was that just a tease? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on where this season is heading.